All right, good evening. Good evening. My name is Robin, certified nutrition specialist, and tonight we are talking to nurses about nutrition. So our title is Nutrition for Nurses. And I am not a nurse. I am a nutritionist, as I mentioned, very, very passionate and have been studying how food and nutrition supports our bodies. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, and I also know how challenging it can be to get the nutrition in that we need, that our bodies need, especially in this day and age. And one of my buddies who was on here, we were talking, she's a nurse, and we were just talking about what she's what she's doing, why she's doing it, and how she's doing it to maintain her nutrition. This call is important because, in my opinion, and I'm biased, I suppose, but I feel like we are all bombarded with so many things to take and to do and what to eat and what not to eat. And there's always something new coming up. But as a nutritionist, I can tell you what has been steady over all the years and years before myself is that fruits and vegetables is the foundation of our health and nutrition. That is not changing. Now, what's changing is the quality of the fruits and vegetables that are available to us, but the truth of the fact that fruits and vegetables at a cellular level will help us. It's our medicine. As you hear the stories and we talk with the nurses, just know that we're not making any health or medical claims. They're telling you their story of how they discovered flooding their body with fruits and vegetables and the way that they're doing that. So we're talking fruits and vegetables. We're talking about it in a concentrated form that's very, very effective. And so I'm just gonna let that be and just bring them on, and we're gonna have this conversation. I am looking at my notes, so I just want to make sure that I do not miss anything. And so I'm gonna introduce you to Missy, and Missy is an ER nurse. Now, all nurses are busy hanging, doing, going by patients, but when you're in the ER, it's busy. It's a lot going on. So you take these concentrated fruits and vegetables, and let me say this, the fruits and vegetables, it's a whole bunch of it put into a grinder, and the water is taken out, and you're left with the powder, and it's super, super concentrated. And we take those in capsules. And so, as nurses or any of us that are busy, it's a way to get 30 plus raw fruits and vegetables into the body with ease. So, Missy, tell us, why did this even make sense? Because there's so many people are always saying, take this, do that.
Mm.
Why did this make sense to you at all?
So it's just so simple. Um, it's fruits and vegetables. And I've been taking Juice Plus for 12 years.
Okay.
My daughters were very young when I started, and I think what intrigued me most was that I could put them on it for free if I took my own.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine who was also a nurse shared it with me, and um, I was a fast food mom. I worked a lot in the ER for
Mhm.
sometimes 4 12-hour shifts. And so by the time I got home, um, I didn't have time to cook. So I was driving through the drive-throughs. And that's what my kids kind of grew up on until they were 5 or 6 years old when I started Juice Plus. And then they started asking me for eggplant. I said, I
Wow.
didn't even know you knew what eggplant was.
Wow.
My 7 year old was like, hey, mom, can we have some eggplant tonight? And I'm like, they would go grab carrots out of the fridge and eat carrots instead of the stuff that they were used to. And it really changed them. I was shocked. And my girlfriend who shared it with me told me this would happen. And did I believe her? No.
No.
But it sure does. And over and over and over throughout the years, I've heard so many stories of the same thing. The kids just start, it changes their palate.
Yeah.
And so it, it may, that was, if I didn't see the proof in the studies and believe that, that, I mean, I saw it with my own eyes and my own children. They'd never, since we've started Juice Plus, I have not had an antibiotic in my house.
Wow.
They've not been sick at all. I've not been sick. I've worked in the ER for, this is my fourth year, throughout COVID, every flu season. I've doubled and tripled up during those seasons, but yeah, it just makes sense. I love it. I'll never be without it.
And studies show, the research that is done specifically on Juice Plus shows that it heightens the immune system, as it would if all of us were
We could
eating
eat it.
food. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's food, it's considered food, even though it's in a capsule. The
Mhm.
label on the bottle says nutrition facts. And those that are listening, I want to, because it's called Juice Plus. So people say, well, is it a juice or do I drink it? So it's in a capsule. I didn't make up the name. That's just what they call it for 30 years. So it's called Juice Plus, but it's fruits and vegetables in capsules. And then Missy mentioned that those that as a parent, that's what actually drew me in is I was like, my child can get it for free up to 25 years old, I believe.
Yeah,
So that's
25
what
years
made
old.
sense. And then I made note when you said that your kids started to crave more
Mm.
produce because when you're putting this produce in your body, your palate changes. That's the beauty of it's eating well begets more eating well, and that's what we want. This is not a substitute for eating fruits and vegetables because right now we need about 7 to 13 servings a day. This Juice Plus bridges the gap between what we should eat and what we do eat. So thank you for that. And then tell me, Missy, if anything, what you've noticed for yourself by taking
Well,
it.
for myself, just of course, my
Oh, that you
immune
said no,
system.
not sick. Yeah, not being
Yeah, I
sick.
think my immune system, I had migraines probably once a week
Mm-hmm.
before Juice Plus, and I have not had a migraine in 12 years.
Okay.
Um, I don't know what my trigger was. I never, found out, but I don't, I'm just glad they're not there anymore. And the only thing that changed was being
What?
on Juice Plus.
And
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, I have energy, I don't feel like I have that 3 o'clock lull, that
Yes.
is real prevalent in the nursing world. Um,
Yes.
I can make it through my shifts and my day and get home and I still have energy to
To do. And
take
so
care of my household. Yeah.
do you feel compelled, the other nurses, because if you're running around with energy, you're not being sick. You always tell them, this is what I'm doing, you guys.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
All of them. They know every one of them. Yeah.
every one of them knows. All right. Thank you so much, Missy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And next we have Josephine, and Josephine is in Maryland, and she's a hospice nurse. So what okay, so you're dealing with people in their end of life care, very an emotional side of things.
Mhm.
You're taking Juice Plus. Why? Why does this make sense to you as a nurse, as a person, as a mom? Why?
Wow. Thank you, Robin, for that question. Yeah, and I've been a nurse for 26 years. And what I can say is this, I don't know who came up with this saying that doctors and nurses are the worst patients. But now, over time, I'm realizing, oh, this is why we are called that. But unlike Missy, I can tell you for me, Juice Plus found me. I was a
Okay.
desperate mom. I didn't go looking for it, and Juice Plus found me. And I'm going to ask you guys on the call, drop a 1 in the chat if you know a friend, a family member, a colleague, somebody that probably does a business or something they're excited about, but you actually don't know what they're doing, or you've never even bothered to find out or even get something from them and see what it is. Can you guys drop a 1 in the chat? There's a reason why I'm asking that. So that was me. One of my friends, she may be on this call right now, and her name is Felicia. So she told me about Juice Plus in 2017. And the reason why she told me that is she saw my son was struggling. And let me tell you guys, so when you ask your friends to pray for you or do any of that, and they turn around and they send you information please don't take it that they're trying to sell you something. Know that they love you, they care about you, and that's why they're doing that. So Felicia gently, she was with my David. I'd taken family medical leave. David, my son, had been sick for 4 years. He had a leaky gut. Most of you are in healthcare. If you're here, you probably have heard about that or experienced it in one form or the other, or taken care of patients with that. He had a leaky gut for 4 years. Do you know how hard it was for me as a mother to watch my child not be able to eat, not be able to go to school for 2 years? It was hard. And I'm not trying to be emotional on this call today. I'm not going to do that, Robin. But God has been wonderful. Let me tell you. So I took family medical leave for 2 years, but I had to work 1 day a week to keep my lenses active. So my sister, my friend, I didn't know her well at the time, but I knew she was retired. So I asked her, I trusted her to come to my house and be with David, who was 12 years at the time. Actually, he had turned 14 because he had been sick for 3 years at this time. And she saw how much pain David was in. And Robin said, we're not making any medical claims here, guys. So the pain David was in, Felicia said, Josephine, have you tried Juice Plus? Guess what, guys? I had tried so many things out here. There's so many supplements. There's so many amazing plant products. So I tried so many, and I'll try for like 3 months, give it a benefit of doubt and see if it's working. I'll see relief of some symptoms. The symptom was a lot of pain in his abdomen. It was throwing up anything that he ate. So when Felicia told me, I was like, what is fruits and vegetables going to do? It's just fruits and vegetables we already eat. How many of you feel like you eat plenty of fruits and vegetables? Put a 2 in the chat. And if I asked you, what is the variety? You probably are like me. I come from Africa. We eat probably 3 or 4 different vegetables the whole time. It is greens, kale, maybe carrots, some tomatoes, some corn, and what else is that we eat? Some cabbage. And we say we have eaten a variety. No colors. I thought we did very well. We don't do this in nursing school. We don't learn it, right? So with that being said, I was like, appetizer in my house is fruit, dessert is fruit, so we should be fine. And I was like, I'm too busy. I'm not going to be juicing. I thought I have to be juicing. I didn't know, and I didn't ask questions. So she just she was very nice. But I wish I would tell you guys that I went and studied and found out what this Juice Plus was. I did not. So that's why I'm so happy that Robin is holding this call, so we can say that, you know what, when somebody's sharing something with you, take a look at it and do some research, right? So a year later, when I was desperate, the doctors have no answers for me. They're saying, we're going to drop a feeding tube for David. I was desperate. I told the doctors I need a second, third opinion. Guess what my second, third opinion was going to be? Consultation. I was going to try the Juice Plus because I had been to Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital and like 3 different hospitals. So I said, there's nothing to lose. It's fruits and vegetables. I'm going to go do this. I didn't even have money because I was working 1 day a week, guys. I was on family medical leave, right? Limited budget. But I did whatever I could to be able to do that. A year later, my only regret is I wish I started earlier. So when we did it, just like Missy, I wasn't doing it for myself. I was doing it for David. But she told me that a child eats for free when you get this. I'm like, okay, he's been a guinea pig on a lot of products. So now I can eat this with him. And that's how I did it, guys. In 4 months, David's inflammation, the pain subsided. Let me tell you, in 6 months, David was down from 7 medications to 2. He had asthma when he was a child, from 4 years old. And how many of you here think asthma is for life? No, asthma is an autoimmune disease, and it can be controlled and managed with better nutrition. So that's what happened with David. He's no longer on regular asthma medications, but he has it just in case. Guess what? Just in case.
Just in case.
He went back to run. Yeah.
a lot of powerful things. And we're gonna talk again a little bit about the shred. That's a nutrition program. But you had said a couple of things that I want to reiterate is that those that are listening, first of all, we are not making medical claims. Really, when you
No.
flood your body with a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables in this concentrated form, like imagine what can happen. And there are people that are super, super skeptical. And the truth is, like, what do you have to lose? If
I
in
was one of them.
yeah, if you take these fruits and vegetables for 4 months consistently and what, like no harm, right? If you decide, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this, okay, stop. There's no, but what if? I always tell people we're always struggling with all these things. What if it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule? And like Josephine said, we don't eat a variety. So when you're and there's power in the synergy, there's power in the orange and the yellow and the purple and the red, all of the colors of the rainbow work together. That's why it's so powerful. And then lastly, you had said it's like if you were to juice daily, except juicing is messy, juicing is expensive. And I do encourage you all that are listening, because you are here for a reason, just try it. Like, just try it. So now I'm going to introduce you to Cindy, and Cindy is in South Carolina, and she is a mommy baby nurse. Did I say that right? Mommy baby nurse. Okay, so unmute yourself. And how long have you been a nurse? Oh, unmute yourself, Cindy. Okay. How long have you been a nurse?
I've been a nurse 31 years.
31 years. So,
Yes.
wow. So
Uh-huh.
why does this make, you've been a nurse, you've been in healthcare. Why did this make sense to you?
Well, I grew up in the garden. I learned how to plant a garden with my family. Growing up, I dropped the seeds and knew all about that, knew about eating fruits and vegetables. But still, as I got older, it was hard to get enough fruits and vegetables in. And then my mom had been introduced to Juice Plus and told me about the meetings that they had. So I went and I listened to the research, and what they were saying, and I was like, this makes so much sense. And I read all of the research at one point in time. By then, I was a mother baby nurse, and I did that for 22 years. And when I first got there, all of my patients were healthier, moms and babies. But through the years, I saw how the mommies and babies were becoming more unhealthy with diabetes, hypertension. Even in the childbearing years, some of them were having heart attacks and strokes already. So when they were coming in, we were dealing with all of that. And it just really opened my eyes to how important nutrition education is to all of our patients. And then when COVID happened, COVID kind of exacerbated all of the healthcare problems for a lot of the women I was dealing with. And so that really opened my eyes. And at the time, I would, for a few years there, my mother-in-law, I took care of her. So I was a caregiver at home. And then I was also going to work full time and doing that. And I needed all the energy I could get. And I saw how this was helping my family. My father had come off of a few medications by then, blood pressure medication. His blood sugar had come down, and his dosage of his medicine had been decreased. I've been to doctor visits with my mom on multiple occasions, and she had carotid artery occlusions. And over time, the doctor said she has no narrowing of her arteries anymore because she was following such a strict diet and doing the trio capsules. Also, lately, in the past year, she broke a bone in her foot and in her wrist. But each time I went to the doctor with her, the doctor was amazed. Because she's like his oldest patient, and all of the younger people with the similar problems, they weren't healing like she was. And that he was really amazed by that. And she's also said to me that her primary care physician is like, all of my patients who take Juice Plus are so much healthier than those who don't. So all of those things had a huge impact on my thinking related to Juice Plus. My husband is also a nurse, and he took the Trio capsules, but we were hoping they would help with his migraines. He had chronic migraines when he was working. So he did take them for a while and the headaches went away, but then he decided, oh, I'm going to stop this. So he stopped it, and they came back full force. So he's taken them every day now. And since I've retired, every day he'll get up and make us a shake with fruits and the complete in it. And we just try to add more vegetables through the day, but those are the kind of things we're doing to keep ourselves healthy. And I have realized my immune system for most of the time has been, I don't get sick like a lot of other people do. And when I was working, I had a lot more energy because I was in a very fast-paced environment.
Mhm.
And I had the energy to do what I needed to do.
Thank you. I took notes because I'm doing that. You said you needed all the energy you could get to do all the things, nursing and caretaking and all of those things. And that alone should excite folks. Also, it is true that when someone is taking the Juice Plus, they may feel better and then they stop taking it because they don't relate or they forget. They forget how they used to feel. And then they stop. And sometimes that's what it takes. It takes y'all to take it and then say, I don't know what it's doing. And then you stop. And then now you realize, oh my goodness, I don't feel as good. So thank you so much for sharing that. And your mom and dad, would you mind sharing how young they are?
My parents are both 88 years old,
They're both
and they're
88 years old.
doing very well for 88.
Yeah, I hung out with them before and they can do Zoom. Actually, they're on here now. So
Yeah.
very good, very good. And Jamaral, you are in Georgia. Make sure to unmute yourself. And you are a nurse practitioner and your focus is cardiology. Unmute yourself, Jamaral. Um, and I know from talking to you before that one of your patients brought Juice Plus to you. And were they taking Juice Plus and then asked you, because sometimes patients want to bring it to their doctors and say, is this okay? Should I take this? So is that what happened? They brought it to your attention and asked you, was it okay for them to take?
Absolutely. That was my first time meeting him, and they brought in the medications. Well, actually, no, I reviewed the medications, and Juice Plus was one of the items that they were taking. I told him I was unfamiliar with it. I wasn't sure if he could take it. The next day, they brought this piece of paper, it was a green piece of paper, and it had all of the fruits and vegetables listed on it. I said, of course, you can take it. Every 6 months, I would forget, ask him, what is this? And we have to go through it all over again. The fourth year, I looked it up and I found the research. That's what stunned me about it. Can you believe that Juice Plus has over 48 different research articles? With me, they're gold standard. And the one that really captivated my attention is that I'm a nurse practitioner in cardiology. There is a journal in the cardiology, the Medical Cardiology Journal. Juice Plus has a research article that's in that journal, and that's what truly impressed me. That is literally fruits and vegetables. So how can that interact with anything that you're taking? There's nothing in here that interacts with your medication. If you can eat it, you can take it. How many
Wow.
things can say that? Was totally impressed with that.
And so they had been bringing it to you year after year after year, but you weren't taking it. You're like, okay, that's good for you. So what made you? Yeah, because I think we're skeptical. We're like, I'm fine. I know what to do. I don't need all of this. That's how I was as well. So what made you finally say, well, let me take it?
Well, actually, it took 10 years for me to take it because they actually told me I needed to take it. And I said, oh, no, I'm good. I'm good with I'm going to tell you what I was taking. I was taking an Ultra Mega Vitamin from GNC. I was good with that. I know that vitamins are synthetically made. Me, myself, I say, oh, I eat enough of fruits and vegetables because I don't want to be a patient. So I'm literally doing everything I'm telling my patients to do. So I felt that I did not need it. But when COVID happened, I worked in the COVID clinic. My son, we only have one son, he was going back to school. I was scared. I wanted something for his immune system. So I remembered Juice Plus, and he started Juice Plus because I was going to pay for him because he needed it. I still did not need it. They have a Healthy Start program, and literally that's what changed my life. If it was no Healthy Start, I probably still wouldn't have taken it. I took it only because if I buy mine, he get his for free. So why not? So
Yes.
that's what started me on my journey with Juice Plus, or as I call plant powders.
You know, we have that in common because Josephine was the same. Like, okay, this is for my son. I was like, I'm fine. I am the best of the best. I don't need it, but my daughter does.
Exactly.
And then I started giving it to her, and lo and behold, I too needed it. And I saw all these different things happening in my body. What have you noticed by flooding your body with the produce?
I noticed my energy level. Before I started it, I just thought it was normal. I'm getting older. I'm close to 50. I should be tired at nighttime. But that's not true. Generally, now when I get up in the morning, I feel the same way when I go to bed at night. That's important. Another thing is that I like Missy, I had cycler migraines. I know I no longer have any of those. I have the last one I had was in 2021 before I started Juice Plus. My bowel movements, I absolutely love these bowel movements every day. What a joy. That omega, I call it liquid gold. Oh
Oh
my
my,
gosh, I'm allergic to fish. So I was so excited. Omega 3, 6, 9, 5, and 7. You cannot get anything other than this. With
wow.
that, I had dry eyes. I don't have that anymore. Little did I know, me, a brain fog. Oh my gosh. Yes, I had one. After I started that, I noticed that I didn't have the forgetfulness, the loss of my train of thoughts. I had chronic pain in my shoulder and my lower back after a car accident. I thought that was my life. I had settled for that. Oh no, I don't have that anymore. My skin, I had winter skin. I live in Georgia. I'm originally from Michigan. I no longer have that anymore. I can go on. Juice Plus
Wow.
has changed my life and my son's life as well. And actually, my family life. I have one more story. I don't know if we have the time for this.
I know it's like we could just talk forever,
I
but
know,
yes,
I know.
Alex, I do want to ask a question about the shred, you
Go ahead.
guys. So give
Go
us a
ahead.
few more minutes because I know we're like at our time limit.
Oh,
Tell us
yeah.
one more
Okay.
story. Go ahead. Go ahead, real
Okay.
quick. Real quick.
My mother's renal transplant recipient of 21 years. She can take this and it does not interact with her medications either. But what impressed me, I doubled her Juice Plus because anytime you get ready to have surgery, you want to make sure you're at a nutritional stable point at that time. So I doubled her going into surgery. They canceled her surgery. I thought she went back down to her normal 4 chewables per day. No, my mother did not reduce it. She said she felt so good that she continued it. Now she's taken double, and she has continued to take double since that time.
That is,
That's my story.
I
And
gotta
she
tell
healed very well.
my mom just called me yesterday and told me that the plaque that she had in her arteries no longer. Yeah,
Yes.
like she just told me that. Okay, so I
Mhm.
want to say this really quick because I know our time is like we're at the limit, but we also do a program called the Shred, and that Shred, I want to make this distinction for nurses specifically. That's our topic. With the Shred, for 10 days, we remove sugar, dairy, processed food,
Gluten.
eat really gluten, and we there's a shake of all plant-based shake from Juice Plus that we replace a meal or two with. And that's beneficial because when you're busy, it's just you're drinking your shake, it's full of all more powerful nutrients. This is the question that I want to answer for nurses who do the shred. So let me just say this. When we're going to cut it short. So if y'all are listening and you're like, oh my gosh, what is the shred? Get with the person, and even with Juice Plus, like with the shred, get with the person that invited you here. We do it as a whole big community every month. But what I want to say to nurses specifically is generally we used to stop eating by 7 o'clock, right? And as a nurse, you're like, wait a minute, I'm up all night, or that won't work for me. So we've made it so that you stop eating 4 hours before you go to bed. So whatever that is, if you're up all night, whenever, go to bed 4 hours before, whatever go to bed is for you, no matter what time that is. When we're doing the shred, you just stop eating 4 hours before bed to give your digestive system a chance to rest and relax. So I know Kamunto or Josephine and Jamaral and myself, we all do the shred. And so it's a program, and shred for nurses. So talk to Jamaral and talk to Kamunto or whoever invited you here if you want to know just how to be a part of it. It's a healthy eating plan that incorporates Juice Plus into it. I want to hang out with you guys all night long. I really do, but I want to be respectful for everyone's time. Missy, thank you so much. Cindy, thank you so much. Josephine, Jamaral, all of you guys were phenomenal. I hope and pray that those that were listening don't do what a lot of us did, which was, I'm okay. I'm too cool for that. I don't need it. If I knew then what I know now, right, I wouldn't have taken so long. Jamaral wouldn't have taken so long. Josephine wouldn't have taken so long to introduce it to her son. I think Missy and Cindy, they just saw other people and they knew, so they were a little bit more proactive. If I'm understanding that correctly, they're like, okay, other people are feeling it. We might be more skeptical. We're like, people are always trying to sell you something, offer you something, and tell you something. But I'm going to tell you this, those that are listening, this is fruits and vegetables, the pits, the peel, the seeds in a grinder, put into a capsule, try it for yourself for 4 months consistently. And then you have your own story. That's all. That's all it is. I mean, what if, right? So I think that's all. Just anyone have one quick, when I say quick, I mean quick. So Cindy, do you have any last minute quick thing to say before we hop off? Oh, you put yourself on mute. Hold on. Let's unmute you. Wait, you're on mute. You gotta unmute. Okay, go ahead. Any quick?
The main thing I would say was I wish I knew about it sooner. I had infertility when I was younger, and I had the chronic migraines too, and I'm sure it would have helped, but I'm glad I know about it now to help me from here on out.
Here on out. Thank you so much. And Missy, quick, anything you gotta say before we head on off?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you said, if I wish I would have known this when I was young,
Yes.
and I felt guilty giving my kids fast food every night after I, learned that that's not real life. Like, we can't do that, but, yeah, just try it. What, there's nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
That's
Josephine, last words of wisdom or what you want to say before we head off?
So I'm just going to take this to my fellow nurses. There's nothing to lose here, guys. It is actually fast, healthy food on the go. You're busy with your doctors. You come to the break room, shake that protein powder in the water, drink it, and you're good to go. And you can plant your own. You can see on our backgrounds. Grab it, make a smoothie in the morning. You have a good breakfast. You don't have to worry about it. And then your bowels will be moving. Nurses, okay? No.
Nurses, your bowels will be moving. And then Jamaral,
we are what we eat. If we can't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of others. It's never too late to start making a difference. And this is the perfect way to start doing it.
And we don't just take fruits and vegetables in capsules. We also grow them, y'all. So just so that you know, if you look in the back of Jamaral's photos and Josephine, and then over here, my lights are on. We're growing produce. We're not playing any games. We're taking it in capsules, and we are growing our produce in our homes. So ask us about that too, because maybe you're like, I don't want to take in capsules, but you want to grow. I don't have a green thumb, and I don't need one. My produce is growing right here in my house. So I'm gonna turn this recording off. Let me turn it off. Let me turn it off. Contact the person that invited you all here and figure out how you can add Juice Plus into your life, how you can do the shred with us, or how you can grow your own produce if you desire.